Hi, this is Mrs. Lane, and Mr. Suits and I wanted to bring to you information regarding how to properly punctuate direct quotes. Throughout this mini lesson, you will notice that there are 3 different types of direct quotes that we will be working with. Please fill out your Cornell notes as you watch the recording. A quotation is something someone has said. It is the exact words the person has spoken. In the first example, quote, "I need to be home by 10 o'clock, said Tom." Notice there's a comma between the quote and the person who said it. In the second example, quote, "Yes," Mr. White replied, "there are 3 ways to solve the problem." If you notice in the second example, there's the quote that is interrupted by the person who's speaking's name, and then the quote is finished. We will learn how to punctuate each. In writing, quotation marks are used to show conversation or direct quotations. Quotation marks are used around the speaker's exact words. For example, number 1, quote, "I must be home by 10 o'clock. Quote, said Tom. Example 2, Sam yelled, "I know I can do it." Notice the placement of each of the quotation marks. In the first example, the speaker was listed last. In the second example, the speaker's name is mentioned first. A comma is used before the quotations when the speaker's name comes first. Notice in the first example, Mr. Thompson said, comma, quote, "Please return to your seats now." End quote. Notice also that the end punctuation, the period, is inside the quotation mark. In example 2, Travis asked, comma, quote, "Would you like to turn now?" End quote. Notice in each incident that the quotation is started with a capital letter. Also, please note that the end punctuation is inside the ending quotation mark. When the speaker's name comes last, a comma, question mark, or exclamation point is used to end the quotation. A period is used after the speaker's name. Let's look at example 1. Quote, "Please return to your seats," Mr. Thompson said. As you see, the speaker's name is mentioned last. Therefore, there is a comma after the quote, and then we list the person's name and end with a period. Example 2, quote, "Would you like to turn now?" has a question mark, and it ends the quotation, and then we follow with "Ask Travis" with a period. Our final example is when a quotation is interrupted by the speaker's name. Let's look at those notes. And please take notes on your Cornell guide as we speak. When a quotation is interrupted by the speaker's name, commas are used to separate the name from the quotation. Let's look at example 1. Quote, "To succeed," smiled Mr. Thompson, "one must be willing to try." Example 2, "If only I had studied," moaned Billy, "I might have passed the test." Look closely at each example. In the first, we have our quotations separated by a comma, and then we list the speaker's name and continue with their quote after the comma. Notice also that the second part of the quotation in the first incident is not capitalized, only because it interrupts his complete sentence. Without the quote, it would have said, "To succeed, one must be willing to try," but they did add the interrupter in the center. In number 2, "If only I had studied," moaned Billy, "I might have passed the test." Notice that there's the word "I" after Billy, and that's why it is capitalized. Normally, if it was any other word other than the pronoun I, it would not have been capitalized. But because it's referring to Billy himself, it is. So please take note of the different ways to punctuate the 3 different types of